how to make more money as an underpaid and overworked EMT. In this video, I'm gonna explain to you how to boost your income with the top side hustles for EMTs. Check it out. The very first thing I gotta tell you is that you have job security. As an EMT, you may not be getting paid a lot, but for the most part, you will always have a job, and all work works. Even if it's not the best salary in the world, all work is either working for you or working on you. It'll make you a better person as long as you allow it to. So please understand, you have job security, and that's a plus, because a lot of people may go to college for 4 to 6 years and they end up doing something totally different from what they were expecting to be doing. So just understand, once you finish your EMT certification, you have a good driver's license, you don't have any issues, you'll always have job security, either as an EMT or a paramedic. Now, I want to tell you about the side hustles. This was me when I started. This picture was taken in about 2005, 2006, and this was me. I had a business called the First Response Advantage, where me and my coworkers started a business, and we were teaching CPR and first aid to nursing homes, daycare centers, and things along those lines. We were certified AHA instructors, and we were instructing nurses and doctors and helping them recertify. We were basically teaching them CPR and first aid. And this was my start. This was my side hustle, along with fit testing. So look up becoming an AHA instructor. Look up becoming an EMT skills instructor, because they will pay you much more than what you're getting paid for doing interfacility transports. And then if you want to, you can also start your own business soliciting or giving your services to events. And I'll show you that in a bit. So basically, if there's a concert in your area, maybe you could speak to the concert, the person, and you could be the standby medical person or anything along those lines. But this was my start. This was my side hustle. And this side hustle made me an unknown amount of money, and it helped me become a doctor. And I'll explain it to you right here. Look, this was me as a doctor, or becoming a doctor in my medical school, and I was teaching the people CPR and first aid. But what ended up happening was that I kept doing this for my classmates, for the staff, was one of the things that I had to do. And here are pictures. This is me in the Dominican Republic with the timestamps and everything. Basically, what ended up happening was this. I noticed that my grades weren't all that in Spanish, because I went and I became a doctor, and everything I took was in Spanish. So what I ended up noticing was that no one knew CPR and first aid as well as I did, or they didn't know it at all. So what I did was I would always offer my services for free. I would teach my classmates how to do the Heimlich maneuver, how to do CPR, how to splint, and all these things. So that allowed me to position myself as the authority within the school for emergency preparedness. And then I went to the dean and the director of the university while I was broke. Like, I was barely able to pay for paramedic school. In case you guys didn't know, my school loans were taken away, and I would have to work in the Bronx as a paramedic for a weekend and fly to medical school in the Dominican Republic on Monday morning to attend the Monday afternoon class. So I would work as a paramedic in New York City to be exact, and go to medical school in the Dominican Republic. And this is how I was able to pay for medical school. But another thing I did to be able to pay for medical school was that I became the emergency brigade instructor, because I created a sense of urgency amongst the university staff. I was like, wait, your security guards don't know how to do CPR? They're prancing around here, they don't know how to do the Heimlich maneuver? Oh my God, we gotta put a stop to this. I gotta teach them CPR, and it's gonna cost you 20,000 pesos per class. And that's what I ended up doing. I started teaching people CPR and first aid, and then it became a side hustle for me, as well as as I was working as an EMT and a paramedic, but also while I was in medical school. So learning how to do CPR and first aid, and later teaching people how to do that, along with vital signs and checking pupillary response and things along those lines, can be a great side hustle for you. And this is one of the ways that I was able to become a paramedic, to become a doctor. Look, this is timestamped in 2012. So just so you can know, teaching CPR and first aid could be a great side hustle. So that's one option for you. Events. So you can start, depending on how big the events are. If the event is going to have hundreds and hundreds of people, then you're going to need a vehicle. But if the event is going to be like a conference or something along those lines, you could be a standby medic. You could be a standby EMT. Offer your services. There's no guarantees, but you could charge them $30, $50 an hour as opposed to the $17 an hour that you may be getting. So events are a great way for you to also create a side hustle. And if you don't have that business acumen, then look for a company, get a second job at a company that has these type of specialties. So you have ambulance companies that they focus on interfacility transport. You have hospitals that focus on 911 calls. You have companies that do events exclusively, like concerts and things along those lines. So that's another side hustle gig available for you. And once again, this was me in paramedic school. And one of the things I did was teach people how to do EMT skills. There's so many different options. Like, for example, it's 2025. How about you just create content? That's me right there at a photo shoot for an ambulance company. So start a YouTube channel just like this. Remember, I have the old geezer veteran type of vibe. You may be 19 years old. Like when I started in EMT school, I was 17 years old. And I became an EMT when I was 18. So if for some reason you can add a specific twist to it and start your own YouTube channel, start your own Instagram, or do something along those lines and create content that doesn't break any HIPAA violations or anything like that, but create content. Like literally off this YouTube channel and with my different social media presence, I've reached about 9 to 10 million people worldwide. Like YouTube is the world's #2 search engine. #1 is Google. I'm from New York City. New York City is the capital of the world. So when you type into YouTube, the world's second largest search engine, New York City paramedic, I'm the one that comes up in 80 to 90% of the results. Like, if you play this back, what I just said, that's a big deal. And that's how I've been able to be featured on Yahoo and all these different websites and a whole bunch of podcasts. People solicit me and ask me to collaborate with them. And that's like, it doesn't have to be about me. I'm just trying to show you the power of social media. Now, if for some reason you need help with this, if you have more questions, what I did was down below, I created a community because I've asked questions and I see a lot of the subscribers are interested, and I want to create this community where we meet up on a weekly basis. And I also created a newsletter that we can share ideas on. I'm going to share with you guys. You fill out the form below. It's going to be completely free. These YouTube videos are completely free. And at the end of the form, you're going to have the opportunity to join on a live call with me, ask your questions live, however you want to do it. It's going to be different options for you there. Once again, the newsletter is absolutely free. These YouTube videos are absolutely free. And I'm going to be giving access to you guys so we can meet up in person, live, and you can ask your questions live, whether it's about side hustles or procrastination or patient care and identifying critical patients. Whatever it is you need help with, just click the link below and I'll see you on the other side. All right, peace.